continue to keep you in the dark. Ask yourselves, how is this so convenient for ragtag criminals, ragtag armed criminals to be able to overrun this, the security or the military defense of a country like Nigeria without any insider compromise? Ask yourselves this. When you then find the answers, then you have the answers to why you should never in any way, overtly or covertly, continue to indulge the continued existence of Nigeria. Nigeria is not one. Nigeria is not united. There are no heroes past that is in any way worked for any great country called Nigeria. Nigeria is not great. Don't let anybody lie to you. What you are doing is that you are contributing blood, which is actually the energy, the lifeline of the existence of Nigeria. Now, look at it this way. If you can see the context of what Nigeria has become, if you can see those behind it, if you can see through the charade, the lies, the veil of deceit, then you have possibly managed, or should I say, you would have possibly managed, right, to defeat the social conditioning, which is it is the workbook of the rogues who make this last this long. Nigeria is not great because some people sacrificed anything. The blood of people sacrificed for Nigeria every day. These are not blood sacrificed willingly. People go to war to defend their own country. People go to war to defend their own land. In order for their women and children to be safe, in order for their communities to be safe, in order for them to be able to what? Progress, prosper in the land of their own forebearers. You don't get killed by terrorists where you are completely powerless and armless, defenseless. Your government abandoned you, the people in government abandoned you. Rather than defend you, they turned it into a business. Then they snapped your life away from you, just like that, dead, gone. And they said, your death will not be in vain. Of course it is in vain. You didn't give up your life to defend. They won't even let you do that. They just want to take it away from you, unannounced. And that is unacceptable for those who will never wait and die. If you don't understand the concept of turn by turn, Nigeria Limited, in this case, it is the turn by turn of a death. And then you ask yourselves, if we have to keep this Nigeria the way it is, who is going to be next? Whose blood is going to then be taken, spilled, to atone for whatever sins they might have told you that we've committed? I have told you, I am not in the world of those they have conditioned, psychologically conditioned, to believe that the reason why this is happening is because of our sins. I've told you to distance yourself from religion. Whenever religion decided to influence how you should see the truth, excuse me, I have told you several times, and I'll continue to remind you, distance yourself from the religion that tells you or try to manipulate or influence how you see this honest reality, or how you should see this honest reality. You should do away with that. You get what I mean now? So many of us knows that it won't work, and we are not stupid. What they are doing to so many people is that they are making you believe that you are either confused or somehow scared. All of these are not happening, or they may never get to you, or in fact, it's just going to happen. It's going to be a phase, and before you know it, it's going to be gone. What they are not telling you is that every day that they tell you to wait, Every day that they tell you to pray, every day that they tell you to hope, every day somebody's blood is being spilled. And ask yourself, what kind of a sin would people commit that they have publicly shown that they are so close to God? Oh dear. Many of them have turned themselves to the attorney generals of hellfire or heaven. So many of them have turned themselves to the advisors, special advisors to Baba God on who and who goes to hell or heaven. The people who have publicly displayed this religiosity, people who have publicly displayed this godliness, how come their sins are not forgiven and they are being slaughtered by terrorists that are being weaponized by their own supposed leaders, governments, and the rest? So distance yourself from the religion. Distance yourself from all those teachings. Distance yourself from all those ideas that influence the reality. They tell you not to see it that way. They tell you to pray because God, there's some powerful being, there's some powerful this and that, powerful forces who are making this happen. Don't believe in that bullshit. That is what religion does to you. It tells you, but there is one powerful God who, after you have been so honest and so faithful to him, he still allow those powerful evil to allow the terrorists to spill your blood, to allow the terrorists in government to conjure and to conspire to kill you, to allow the terrorists in government to continue to commit genocide. So that is what religion does to you. It confuses you. It complicates things for you. Distance yourself from it, because you see what we are dealing with is a situation of life and death. When they tell you to pray, when they tell you to wait, when they tell you to hope, what they are not telling you is that you are just a waiting sacrificial lamb. Just ask yourselves, who is next? When is my turn? If I am going to be the survivor of today, am I going to be the victim of tomorrow? Or if I survive tomorrow, would I be the victim of the day after? What if I survive that? Would I be the victim of the one after? How is Nigeria going to happen to me? Should I wait till it happened to me? And if I survive that before I can then know that nobody is coming to help. Now, if you can then mentally deal with this in black and white, right? Then the problem is half solved. The manipulation is half destroyed. The rest is now left for how you take the action. Some of us have passed the stage of being manipulated. Many of us are living in that reality. And what we are seeing to be the future of Nigeria, with what they have done so far, trust me, a situation that, you see, this is beyond corruption. This is beyond corruption or selfishness or whatever you want to call it. This is deeper. It is deeper because it has the corrupt, cold-blooded criminals who have now infiltrated all the supposed neutral institutions who were supposed to serve the interest of everyone who is still forced to be part of that contraption called Nigeria. Are you with me? So, I'm going to pick that. So many of us are already living in that reality. Are you with me? Which means we can no longer be dragged into saying, oh, maybe it is not what we have, or maybe it's not what we have seen, or we are seeing. But trust me, in this case, or in this regard, for those of us who have come to this reality, we would rather save you, put it this way, we would rather try and save you the agony of waiting to die while you are hoping on something that is deliberately put together to kill you. Think about that. The terrorists have their clear way. The institutions that were supposed to protect all of this or prevent all of this have been infiltrated. The judiciary is compromised. The police is compromised. The military is compromised. The DSS is compromised. The Air Force is compromised. The presidency is compromised. The political parties are compromised. The religious circle they are compromised as well. Where do you turn to? You turn to the people's courts. Which rules do you resort to? You resort to your own rules. You don't listen to their rules anymore, because it was listening to their rules that led us to this stage, to this state. And if you choose hope that they set for you, then you choose same fate like those who are going to end up like those who died just yesterday. Many others have been killed today already. You just haven't read the report yet. Okay? And it is just a matter of who is next. When is next? Chinelo had dreams. She probably also talked about all the problems and all that. But it wasn't just that Nigeria failed her. As much as some people were mocking her earlier, like I told you, for you to know the damages that Nigeria has done to an average Nigerian in that country, I saw my own Biafran brothers and sisters there too. When it was finally reported that Dr. Chinelo is dead from my injury, and many people were hitting these Lagos Abobakus alive, and some of my Biafran brothers on social media, they also wanted to turn it into ethnic war. Yorubas versus Igbos, Yorubas versus this and that. Under that same Chinelo's tweet, where she only asked for, pray for me. She didn't even condemn Nigeria. She didn't condemn the government. She didn't do it. She just said, pray for me. I have been shot. I saw there my Igbo brothers and sisters too. And they were asking her, oh, are you not dead yet? What are you doing in Kaduna? Why are you not working in Biafra land? What have you done? Why didn't you support them as in Amdika? People were like, how can you be so insensitive? And I said, if you pay attention very well, the damages that Nigeria has done to majority of these people, majority of them, it will take genuine, healed psychologists to diagnose the level of damages done to us as a people. Biafrans under Chinelo, when they found out that she's working in Kaduna, she's a doctor, she's this and that. Insensitive idiots. They went under there. And what did they say? What are you doing in Kaduna? That's how they will kill all of you. All of you will not believe in Biafra. You are there. You are all of this. Why? Have you not been reading the news? You are supposed to go back to the east. You are supposed to. How can you be so insensitive? Is that actually the right time? Then rather than for me to get angry for real, I just felt like, oh, more. It is the damages done to so many people. Many of them, they don't even admit it. They have been killing people. What did Chinelo said? I have never heard Chinelo say something about the people killed in Eastern Nigeria. Many. I said, Baba, does that mean that you love Biafra than your other fellow Biafrans too? How can you be so insensitive? And that's when you see the damages done. Everybody is eating everybody up out there now. Some of them have turned it into ethnic war. Igbos versus Yoruba. Yorubas hate Igbo. Igbos hate Yoruba. All of them are doing that. Guess what? In the next 48 hours, they are going to be talking about other victims too. And we said something about the unity of the victims. Only if you know you are a victim as well. You may be living abroad. Listen to me very well. If you pay attention very, very well, you will discover one thing. Nigeria has failed everyone, but only few actually realizes that it is all right to personalize your own disappointment in what Nigeria has done. But you see that damages, that psychological damages, you are not the only one. They've done it too. They've psychologically destroyed the brains. If you are a Nigerian, especially, listen to this, especially if you were born after 1966 and you lived through the military rule, the military abuses and the killings, the pogroms, you lived through the civil war and every other profiling, gaslighting that has happened. You, as a typical Nigerian, you want me to advise you? I don't care how old you are. You should go for a therapy. Therapy of PTSD. Nigeria psychologically destroyed many of us to the point that we sometimes don't even know when we let out our prejudices in public. And then you start explaining. No, I'm not trying to say, don't explain yourself. You've already made your point. But when you pay attention, you will see them in Yoruba land, you will see them in Igbo land, you will see them in Ijo land, you will see them in Fulani, everywhere. Then that is where me, I now said, okay, with the damages done to all of us, that we are too arrogant to even admit. Me, I had to admit to it before I actually believe that I have healed from it. The moment I figured out that psychologically everything that is wrong is right, depends on which side you are in Nigeria. And until you become a victim of what you like, you will never dislike it. And then I figured out that everyone is actually the victim of the system. People just choose to personalize it differently based on what they called personal experience. The Biafrans, when they want to express their own psychological anger of what Nigeria did and is doing to them, they personalize it. And the way they express it is different from how a disappointed Yoruba man or woman is going to, has personalized his or her own disappointment in what Nigeria has done. And therefore, it's going to be different from how he or she will express that disappointment. So when everybody started personalizing that their disappointment in Nigeria, they started devising different means of fighting back that disappointment, which led to all these different, this is what we want from Nigeria. We don't want this. We don't want to be part of that anymore. We need to break it up. Everybody need to go their way and the rest of that. But there is a missing link. There's a missing link, which I discovered. The missing link is that everybody wanted their own disappointments addressed and fixed their own way, but they are missing the fact that everyone is a victim, and the villains, the criminals who put us in this precarious situation, they all come from our different tribes too. So if we can personalize our disappointments and at the same time personalize our solutions as victims of the system, we won't find it hard to find comradeship, found ourselves together as the victim of a system that is killing us, breaking us, destroying us, and not even ready to admit to what they have done. They said no conversation. They said Nigeria unity is non-negotiable because they set the rules and they sustain the rules. because we are divided. Yoruba versus Igbo. Igbos versus Ijos. Ijos versus Shekiri. Ishekiri versus Yoruba. Yoruba versus Hausa. The victims versus themselves. The oppressors are united. And as divided as we are, is because we don't discover that we are the victim of what they do. We are the victim of what they do. And when the consequences of what they do comes back, it doesn't go to them as, oh, is the person who commandeered that is an Hausa man. Oh, this is a Fulani man. Let it go to the Fulani and that. Oh, let it go to, you know what I mean? It touches everyone. Now, if you personalize the problem, if you personalize the solution, can you continue to differentiate the victimhood? Because at the end of the day, you are fighting the same system that doesn't give a damn whether you are Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, or anything. And they have shown that, they have proved that time without number. The only thing we haven't done is for all of us to accept that we are victims true, and we are victims of the same system. If we don't unite with all those personalized problems and solutions, if we don't hold hands, if we don't listen to ourselves, if we don't talk about our differences, if we don't talk about our solutions, if we don't team together in this whole mess, forget it. We can be so loud, very, very loud, but we will continue to be victims. And then it will be whose time is next. Who is going to be the next person? I'm going to take a break. I need to mix my tea. It's gone cold. And at the same time, I'm going to continue the part 2 of this. I'm going to take calls. Anyway, I am going to take calls. But before I do that, let me take a break. So let me say thank you to Peter Mann, my brother, sir. Thank you so much for always a super chat and your message as well. And same thing goes to, I think I got another one from the Eagle. So the Eagle, thank you very much for your own super chat too. So all of you who have been with me from this moment, yeah, I want you to probably go for your own tea break too. So when I get back, we will continue the second part of this before we take calls. So thank you very much. I need to make the tea. I'll be back. Thank you very much for your time. So, talking about solution, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait until you become a victim. You see, when they tell you to get ready for an election, it is them telling you to wait for their own, for them to set the rules for you again. You don't let them do that. There are things that are already gone worse in Nigeria as we speak. And in a sane place, in a sane country, there should already have, there should already be what we call the national conversation. Regionally right now, there should have been some people, some responsible leaders, elders or so, who should ordinarily, as we speak, be calling on, thank you very much, be calling on a community conversation that this Nigeria is broken. No matter how much they have hidden it, or they pretended to be hiding it, no matter how much campaigns they want to put out there to make you believe that changing government is going to obviously make the whole problem disappear, right? They should be mobilizing in stopping all of that until these problems are addressed. But the situation has gone quite even worse. That any one of them who currently stands up and speak out is likely going to be hunted down or killed. Late Professor Mailafia, Obadiah Mailafia, you remember the man? He said by 2022, these guys are going to start a civil war. And they're going to provoke the civil war that the election they told you they were going to conduct is never going to happen. Now, plus or minus, can you tell me in a very good conscience, right? Apart from, okay, what am I even saying? Can you say this in a very good conscience? Anywhere in the whole world right now, where hundreds of people are being killed needlessly by terrorists or made disappear, houses being burnt down by state-sponsored terrorists. Can you tell me anywhere in the world where people are dying in hundreds without fighting any war, except in Nigeria? Can you? You have no idea that if what is going on in Nigeria is being reported like as they are happening, right? Majority of you are never going to be jumping up and down for any election. No, because you will know that you are just a disaster waiting to happen. And being a disaster waiting to happen, you should not be waiting to be killed before you finally speak out or even stop any idea that is going to continue to validate this. Election is not going to change it. Have you actually asked yourself that? It's not going to change it. Maintaining the status quo of what they have done is paramount. And if you have paid attention very well, fear is their trade. And the only reason why they can keep the entire country in perpetuity of fear is because Nigeria is still joined together. And many people who claimed to be speaking for other part of Nigeria, especially southern Nigeria, yeah, they have been compromised. And they have only one thing to say: how to keep Nigeria one. And keeping Nigeria one, as it is right now, is just an indirect acceptance of death wish, suicide wish. You cannot fix this Nigeria that they have, that you have now. You cannot fix it. The military, the security system is completely compromised. When I say completely, these are supposed people, personnel trained with Nigeria money. They were supposed to see crime before they happen and prevent them. They were supposed to go after criminals, not protect them. Now you have a security system in Nigeria where terrorists are being protected. So what does that tell you? It simply means that the rank and file of those who are supposed to know before you and I even know anything, they know and they keep those information. Rather than use those information to protect you, they use those information to protect the terrorists. Now, they have become so comfortable that they are no longer hiding it. Operation Safe Corridor, no law give them that right, but they are obeying it anyway. Terrorists in their thousands are being released. No name, no probe, no nothing, and they are being given money. Terrorism is not going down. It is spreading. The reason why we have managed somehow to ward them off so far, especially in southern Nigeria, is because in eastern Nigeria, you have the Eastern Security Network. The ones that the same Eastern Security Network, that they are working tirelessly. They are working day and night to demonize, to criminalize, to blackmail, and continue to convince you that they are those behind the insecurity in Eastern Nigeria. But yet, they are making it hard for you, right? Or they are having it so hard to answer some certain questions, which actually exposed the whole criminality going on in Eastern Nigeria, the whole collaboration of the political class, how the insecurity in Eastern Nigeria escalated, how they have managed to use their media and use their own government tools, and then so many other things, force and all that, to make you believe that definitely the people who came together, who volunteered to go after the Fulani terrorists, who are wreaking havoc, who are gaining and advancing into the core art of Igbo land, the Biafra land, the people, the young and the old who volunteered, they were just the vigilantes. Listen to me. The Eastern Security Network, they were just vigilantes like your Amotekun. They are just vigilantes like all the vigilantes you have in southern Nigeria, in Yoruba land. These guys, they are just the vigilantes like you have the JTF in northern Nigeria, JTF in Jos, JTF in Benue, JTF in Sokoto, JTF in Borno. But when it became the turn of the Igbos, they said they were the unknown gunmen because it was deliberate. Their mission was simple. We want to keep our people safe. We will not allow our children, our women, to end up in the hands of ravaging barbaric terrorists, Fulani terrorists. When this idea got to northern Nigeria, they called them Joint Task Force, JTF. They gave them guns. They allowed them to patrol with the military. They allowed them to patrol with the police. Because according to them, these were the people who are the vigilantes, the locals, those who understand the terrain. They could help the military, the police to curb the terrorism in northern Nigeria. When it got to southern Nigeria, they said they are going to start Amotekun. It was the northern Nigeria elite who campaigned against it. It was the northern Buhari idiots, the northern side barbarians who went on social media to campaign against it. They said Amotekun was targeted at them. It was targeted at Fulanis in Yoruba land. Don't ever forget that. Miyet Yala said, our intention and our plan to protect ourselves and defend ourselves against the invading Fulani terrorists, using the covers of cows, carrying AK-47 on our farms, kidnapping our men and women, raping our women and children, barring them from their farms, destroying our own economy. We decided to defend ourselves rather than get the support of the Nigeria military, the Nigeria police, the Nigeria government. No, they came all at us. They didn't call us JTF. They said it was targeted at them, and they did everything to turn Amotekun into paper tigers who can only bark and they cannot bite. Oloye Sunday Igboho came out and he said, we will defend ourselves. We are not lacking personnel or human beings who can defend Yoruba land. We are not lacking the ability to defend ourselves or defend our land. The northern Arewa, they came after him. Gumi, the Sheikh Osama bin Gumi, started a tour, a campaign of calumny. They didn't call Igboho JTF. Yorubas, who were supposed to see the light, educated ones, but for political gain, political exigency, they say, the greedy, selfish rogues among us, selfish criminals among us, they said Amotekun is unnecessary. Nigeria police can protect us. Nigeria military can protect us. Remember, they are already compromised. Rather than them protect us, they were those warning our people never to defend themselves, never to stop them from invading their farms. If you stop Fulani coming to your village, the Nigerian military will come down after that. They will round you up, able-bodied men and women. They will whip you and beat you up and give you the last warning. Do not ever stop the Fulani from coming to your village. Do not ever come out and report it to the media, or else the day they come to kill you, do not call us to defend you. This is our reality in Yoruba land. This is what the Lagos Abobaku is buried. This is what Ifnumbus don't want to be discussed. This is what APC, Egbekegbe, says. If you say it, you are dividing Nigeria. This reality is what they buried. Amotekun turned to an attack on the north. The ban on open grazing became an attack on the north. The plan to defend ourselves against the Fulani terrorists became an attack on the north. They didn't call us JTF. They hunted us down. They targeted Igboho. They attempted to kill him. They killed 2 innocent people in his house. It's crime. Let us stop the Fulani who are raping our women and chasing our men and women, those who are kidnapping our people on the motorway, those who are running us out of our own villages and our farms. That was his own offense. They declared Igboho wanted, and they continue to hunt for his head to this day. And his offense, let Yoruba defend Yoruba land. Same thing happened in Igbo land. No matter what they have told you, they said Nnamdi Kanu is talking tough. Nnamdi Kanu is threatening them. What was the threat of Nnamdi Kanu? The Fulanis are coming. They are coming to take our land. They are coming to kill our women. They are coming to rape them. They are coming to lord over us. They are coming to subjugate us. They are coming to destroy us. They are coming to enslave us. When they come, we will fight. When they kill us, we will kill them. Before they take our land, they will need to kill us. But we know they don't have the capacity to even fight us. They don't have the capacity to even take our land. They have no capacity to enslave us. They don't have the ability to take our land. But they have the backing of the jihadists in government of Nigeria. The Fulanis who are rampaging, ravaging everywhere. They don't have the capacity to overrun us. They are only doing it because they have the backings and the support, the weapons, the finance of those who sworn publicly to keep us safe. They turned around. The safety of the Fulani terrorists became paramount. As the terrorists were killing, their leaders are making laws to protect them, to safeguard them. They are making laws against Nigerians from asking questions about these ideas, these strange ideas of accommodating our killers, of taking them in as our brothers and sisters. They have been forced to accept all these ideologies. It's not because they can do it without the support of this terrorist in government. Nnamdi Kanu said, come together, defend your land. If you don't, you have nowhere to go back to. You have nowhere to call home. When this dust settles, all of you will become history. If you don't believe me, just watch what is going on in the Middle Belt. Don't pretend you don't know, even if they are lying to you. Can you please smell the money coffee? Can you please read the room? Nigeria is not for you. Rather than for us to listen to him, right? We castigated him. We ganged up against him. Just like Chinelo, Dr. Chinelo, when he was crying for help and telling you, don't wait till you become a victim. They told us, our oppressors, our killers, the beneficiary of our traducers, the beneficiaries of our misfortune. They told us, Nnamdi Kanu is dangerous. Nnamdi Kanu is unhinged. Nnamdi Kanu is mad. Nnamdi Kanu is this. Nnamdi Kanu is that. Nnamdi Kanu is asking for war. They didn't say Nnamdi Kanu was calling our attention to our eventual doom. Nnamdi Kanu was calling our attention to the planned genocide that many of you in 1 million years will never believe could happen. And how many of you have now seen so many things that you never believed could happen in Nigeria happened right before your eyes. And you are asking yourselves, how did we get here? How did we get here? When did Nigeria turn to this? How did Nigeria become this? A man was screaming in the wilderness. They said he was a madman. They said he was calling for war. They said those who are believing in him should be killed. And indeed, you gave them the license to kill them. They killed them. They brag about killing them. They made them disappear. They kidnapped them. They denied them justice. You watched them do that to them. Some of you felt that they were doing it in order to protect you. Some of you even said it is the right thing to do because you don't want them to turn to another Boko Haram. while the real terrorists are getting covered. Real terrorists are getting pardoned. Real terrorists are making laws for you to accommodate terrorists in your domains. Nnamdi Kanu said, if you don't want your families to end up in the slave camp, if you don't want your children to be displayed as kidnapped children from their schools, right there in the heartland of Biafra land, you need to stand up and defend your people. I can't do it alone. I can't come here and defend you alone. Nobody will do it for you if you don't stand up and do this. And just like in northern Nigeria, people volunteer, didn't they? They did volunteer. They were supposed to be called vigilantes. They were supposed to be called JTF. They were supposed to be called, patriots who rose to defend the land when the real security men who should defend you have been overwhelmed by the terrorists that are being given cover by the government of Nigeria. Rather than for you to see them as your own JTF, rather than for them to receive support from the military, rather than for them to receive support from the Nigerian police, rather than for them to receive support from the political class, rather than for them to receive support from the religious class, rather than for them to receive support from the business class, they received angst, they received enmity, they received attack, they received death. And they turned them, they said they are unknown gunmen. How could people who out of frustration, call it, out of nothing else to do, out of all disappointment, out of all Nigeria did to them like they did to you, decided to defend themselves? How could you then believe that they are the enemies who are going to then be killing their own people and you are not paying attention? They didn't call them JTF. They did not call them this. They called them enemies in order to kill them. And the real enemies, the real murderers, the real killers, the bombers, the people who have the capacity to actually carry out a war, those who can stage a jihad and they can take cities, your politicians will run away. Those who can shoot down fighter jets, those who can kidnap people en masse, those who can keep people, who can keep their kidnapped victims in forests for months, undetected, are never called enemies. That is where you should start probably reading the room. That is where you should start believing that they have played you for so long. And that is where you should begin to call it enough in believing in their rules. They created these problems. And they used the ruined institutions to maintain it. They are those who tell you who is an enemy. Think about that. Igbowo is an enemy. Igbowo is a potential enemy for asking the Yorubas to defend themselves, not to fight Yorubas, not to fight, even the Fulanis, the Hausas in Yoruba land who are doing their legitimate businesses. Igbowo said, let us come together and defend ourselves. What they are doing to our people in these places, in this forest, they are not reported. If you have a clue about what they are doing, you would go berserk. You will go so mad. And indeed, you probably will be worse than the terrorists that they said you should fear. What did Igbowo get? Death sentence. Before they bomb you, before you become the next victim, Yoruba nation will save you. There is going to be this sense of security, sense of fulfillment of purpose when you stop following the rules set by the criminals that are benefiting from this disaster before you become a victim. Just before you become a victim. There's a lot I won't talk. I don't want to take too much of your time. I've spent about 90 minutes. And I think I'll just leave the rest to myself right now and I'll let you say yours. I'll open my line. And the number is right there on your screen. So if you are my friend, and we have nearly 1,900 of us, can you take a minute to like this video? If you have stayed with us for this long, that means you're probably enjoying what you have been hearing, haven't you? So you can now like that video. Let's see, can we get that to 1,000 of us? If you have 1,900 people and you only have 500 people who have actually dropped their offerings, that is not good. So take a minute, like this broadcast, like the video, share it if you haven't really shared it. All right. If you haven't subscribed on Mayegun's Diary Political, subscribe as well. You don't want to miss anything, do you? I have my first caller. Hello there.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you? Your name?
I'm doing very well. My name is Adewale, also known as the African Wahala.
Adewale, the African Wahala. How are you? I bet that's African Wahala from Canada, by the way. Brother, you are opening the floor tonight.
Sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I had to call first because it's so difficult to call in if I don't make the first call. So that's why I'm calling first. I wanted to talk about the Nigerian-Ghana game, the aftermath. You know, during the game, before the game started, I was telling as many people as possible that stop wasting your time. Even if Nigeria wins this match, it's only temporary joy. How about you focus on real life? Stop wasting your time focusing on a match. It's just like watching Big Brother Nigeria. It's only going to give you temporary joy. And then their hearts got broken because Ghana qualified for the World Cup.
So what was the score? I didn't watch it, so I don't waste my time anyway. What was the score?
It was 1-1, you know. Ghana scored an away goal
Ghana
in
scored
Abuja.
In Nigeria. So aggregate. Ghana qualified.
Yes.
So if I say they don't have their shot to the injury. Go on.
Baba, come see as people craze for stadium now. Immediately Ghana scored like this. Oh boy, they don't scatter Abuja Stadium, oh bro. They don't piece the stadium.
I will get
the
video
everywhere.
That means I will get some video waiting for me now after this program. But continue, Africa.
Baba, videos, Yakpa. I just want to tell people that please.
I want to see what they did to that place.
See, Baba, and everybody listening, please don't waste your time on all these trivial, temporary things that make you happy and forget about your sorrows. Because in real life, once you forget about your sorrow temporarily, the real terrorism that is going on, you're not facing it any longer. No. And you become more vulnerable. Okay? So please, let's all just focus on reality, know exactly where we are going, and stop wasting our time on all these trivial things. That's all I have to say today, brother.
God bless you, African Wahala. It's so great to hear from you. People said that Mayogun is on fire this evening. I bet many of you are on fire too. I want to listen to other person. Nice one.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
That's African Wahala. I have another person on the line. Hello there.
Hello, my
hello, brother.
Good evening, Rabami. How you doing? How family?
I am very well. I'm getting better. It be like say some of you don't get the vibe. Say it be like I don't get better, right? You won't believe it, oh, Sunday. It was COVID, though. All this way where I know they well.
Wow.
I swear it was COVID.
Wow.
But I'm glad I'm getting there, Apple. Sunday, go on.
Yeah, we are happy you're fine. No,
I'm getting better.
Leave our man, leave our.
Thank you.
Well, good evening, comrades. Good evening, comrades. Oh, honestly, Baba, Nigeria will happen to anybody, anywhere in the world. You know, I was telling a couple of people, my friends, and why are you guys so happy about you're so excited to go to World Cup and do what? World Cup. Is that a country? The country. So how are we going to the World Cup? Look at what happened within 72 hours. 72 hours, Baba. You didn't tell what just happened to Nigeria. You don't see 72 hours. In the last 72 hours, an airport was attacked, a railway was bombed, a train was stopped, and passengers shot to death.
Another barracks was also attacked, where the numbers of military. You see that video I showed earlier, Tunde? Those are the soldiers killed at the at the train station. I mean, the train bombing, right? That same time, they went to another military post, not far from there. Baba, they shot and killed God knows how many soldiers. We don't have the figure yet. Go on. That same thing.
But with all these things that happened within 2 hours in a country, that all this one Nigeria, they're always happy about. In all of this, people's biggest pain is Nigeria not missing the World Cup. It's like I don't understand. Our life has zero value to us. I don't understand. People die, for God's sake. People are dying.
And people are going to die tomorrow as well. You don't even know what tomorrow has in stock.
People are dying. And I hate to do something. I mean, I get some artists about Nigeria. They don't care about what goes on about people's life. Along. I always say this thing.
As in no joy, you. I swear. See, now when Nigeria happened to you, make Nigeria know happen to us also. Because when Nigeria happened to you, you realize that many Nigerians have been damaged beyond what you can imagine. And they look normal. They look normal, they are educated, they have family, they look like normal people. But you see that psychological damages, Blood of Jesus.
Baba, during that game, they were playing. Go online. I went online and saw that people were making analysis about Ghana, Nigeria. But I was so shocked people were not talking about what was going on in Nigeria.
No.
Like, I mean, I don't get it.
Sunday.
I need zero value for my power. Dollar delay. I mean, good progress. And you know what happens? You know what back to most? You know what this rubbish we do in Africa?
Yeah.
Whenever we leave Africa, I'm watch the book about the Western world. I don't know why we are
like normal people.
Yes, we start behaving like normal people. But when we are in Africa, we behave like animals. I don't know complain like behave. We behave like animals. People have been dying. Look at that lady. So Abraham, she has to write a speech about it on Instagram. And exactly what you're saying is what she said, what she wrote. Exactly what you preached about today. Honestly, I'm
Thank you.
Honestly,
Thank
very,
you so
very
much, Baba.
Thank you, Dari Baba.
Bless you. Let me take another one. So I've got another caller on the line. Here you go. Hello there.
Hello, Baba.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Yeah. This is Bobola.
Say that again. Did you say Bobola?
Yeah, Bobola.
Yeah, good one, Baba. So, Bobo, how are you tonight, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. You? Hope you are getting better now.
I am getting better.
I can see you are even better.
You know, I have cooked my catfish. I've had semo twice already. I had plantain. Very peppery. What have you? About they use my medicine. Very peppery. Duplicate. Now this one.
Baba, you see, there is one thing that we are forgetting that we are not discussing about. And no, I don't think that anyone has ever discussed about it.
Please tell us.
Is when Nigeria joined the OIC. No one has ever raised an eyebrow on why Nigeria joined the OIC. So you want to tell me now that all their, what do you call it? Probably maybe their annual meetings or whatever they're doing under the, what do you call it? Islamic this thing. What would they be discussing? Would they be discussing about the Christians or about other people?
It would just be about them and their agenda, of course.
That is it. But no one has ever raised an eyebrow since Babangida has made us to join OIC. No, none. None of the leaders have ever. And Ejo will also awaken that Nigeria is in debt and Buhari is what do you call it, given a gift of $1 million to Afghanistan.
To Afghanistan.
Why your people are in...
ASU was on strike in Nigeria. And they are still on strike.
Yeah, they can't pay doctors.
They can't pay doctors. Can't pay teachers. No.
Yeah. So, and Tabamawo, look at the way they divided the country. How can Taba affect my country by 4 cardinal points? You will know where the south is, where the north is. But look at the way they divide it, right down to Kwara.
Something that was supposed to be like this.
Yes.
If you check your screen, as you are talking, I just put a map on the screen, right? If you check your screen right now, you can easily say, what is so difficult in dividing this? Or